All right, folks, you saw that intro. Here we are, folks. We are finally about to try the first of many of the new Heaven Made products, right? We're starting off first, folks, with the shrimp and grits and the Jamaican Me Hungry rub, okay? So really excited about this cook. Shrimp and grits, that's gonna be a phenomenal recipe. Can't wait to see how this turns out, but let's talk about what we have, okay? So again, I showed you, we have the shrimp and grits. We also have the Jamaican Me Hungry seasoning that we're going to season our grits with. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a seasoning pack that comes inside of here as well. So we're going to double jerk season these babies today. We also have 1 stick of butter that goes as part of our recipe. And we have about 2 pounds of beautiful jumbo shrimp. So let's get started right now on the seasoning process of the shrimp. Then we'll get the grits cooking. Then we will go to the pan on the stove top. I have a cast iron pan. We're going to sear off these shrimps after they sit and let that jerk seasoning soak in and get an awesome color. At the end, we'll add the shrimp on top of the grits and it'll be taste testing time. I'm all kind of excited. Let's get started. All right, so I'm going to take this off, which actually has instructions on the back. So we'll keep those close. Just move them right to the side. And then you have an easy open type tab here to just go right across. But we're not saving any of this stuff today. We're going to use it all, okay? But let's go ahead and get it opened up and see what we have inside. Okay, so that's what they were talking about. Okay, so inside, folks, we have the grits, but we also have a seasoning pack. Now, this is to season up to 1 pound of shrimp. We have around 2 pounds. That's why we're going to use the Jamaican Me Hungry seasoning to complement this as well, all right? So I'm going to move this to the side. These are our grits. All right, folks, so let's check out this seasoning pack. Go right off into our shrimp with it. Definitely a lot of savory spices here. All right, folks, it's going to be hard to see this. I will go really slow. Very dark seasoning, which would make sense. It is jerk. Wow, awesome, awesome smell. All right, we're going in with the whole packet. Now, I've already peeled and deveined the shrimp. We're gonna go ahead now and just mix it up. So we're gonna go right on in, make sure we get these spices mixed into our shrimp. Okay, I'll rinse my hands. And what I wanna do, folks, is go ahead and add a little bit of the Jamaican Me Hungry to it as well. All right. So this is vacuum sealed, so you can see it is tight. No air was seeping into this. Let me get this cut. And I just want to add a little bit of it. Let me smell this as well. Man, it smells wonderful, guys. Wonderful. Okay, let's get a little bit of that added. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. That should be enough. I'm gonna get this sealed up and we'll use it later, and I'll probably put this on chicken. We'll do a jerk chicken cook in the near future, and we'll use solely the Jamaican Me Hungry on that chicken and give it a shot and see what it's all about, okay? All right, so we'll move this to the side as well. I'm gonna start mixing again. Just wanted to make sure I had enough flavor here because I do have 2 pounds where this recipe called for 1 pound. This is more like what you want on DC Grills, right? Super flavor through and through. Okay, so here's our shrimp all seasoned up. We're gonna let it sit to the side. I'm gonna go ahead now. We're gonna get started on our grits. So let me show you what we're gonna do on that, folks. Okay, so here's our pot we're gonna use today. The recipe calls for, it looks like it calls for 3 to 4 cups of water. Okay, so let's do that first. 3 to 4 cups of water. This is 1 cup size. We'll go ahead and do 4. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've added the water and we're supposed to add half of the butter. So half of this stick. Okay, so that's going to be 4 tablespoons. So let's do 4 tablespoons of butter right here into our water. Okay, so we've added our butter and the next thing it says is to bring this to a boil. Okay, so we'll do that right now and get back together once it's boiling. Okay, folks, we're back. We have boiling butter and water on the stove top. We're gonna go ahead now and add our grits. Now, what the recipe says to do is to add the grits to the boiling water and then just whisk it in to make sure you don't have any clumps or anything like that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get it added and start mixing. This is easy, easy stuff. All right, let's get this to the side. Okay, folks, I'm just gonna have it stirring for just a minute. What it says to do after that is after you just kind of whisk it for around 2 minutes, then you put it on low and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, okay? After that, our grits will be done. I'll bring you in, let you see how they're looking so far. All right, so easy enough. Making sure again that there is no clumps or lumps or anything going on here. So again, it says, whisk grit mixture constantly until grits begin to bloom. About 2 minutes. Break up any lumps, lower temp, and simmer. Place cover on the pot and stir them frequently to keep grits from sticking on the bottom of the pan. All right, and I think this is about where we're at right now, folks. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. They are beginning to bloom, I can see that now. Let me get my top. Okay, so we'll have our lid on now. We're gonna make sure we are low. Don't wanna be off. Let's make sure we are on low, which we are right now. And we have around 10 or 15 minutes before we have to do anything else, okay? So let's move right on over here to our cast iron skillet. And what I wanna do now is add the remaining half stick of butter. We're gonna get that fired up. We want the butter to start melting, get to a medium-high type heat. And the reason we want that is because we want to sear off these beauties that we seasoned up at the very beginning of this cook. Once this butter melts, and I mean it will melt really quick in this cast iron, we will get back together and start searing off this shrimp. Our grits are taking care of themselves, so that's an awesome thing. I'll see you guys in about 2 or 3 minutes, and it should be time to start adding these shrimp. See you in a second. All right, folks, we're back. We are at medium-high heat for sure. It's time to go ahead and add our shrimp. Let's do that now. Now, what I'm gonna do is try to lay it out as flat as I can. I don't spend a whole lot of time here. I let the shrimp sit. I let it start searing on one side. Then I just start tossing. You know, I like to use this tool here. It helps with moving things around without cutting and tearing up your shrimp. So we'll just let it sit here and actually start cooking the shrimp just like it is. Then we'll start flipping it around for another minute or two, okay? That's all we have going on. Get back with you guys again once the shrimp is done or when it's time to start flipping it around so you can just see how it's cooking up. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, folks, so our shrimp is searing up nicely. The butter is soaking in. We'll do a little tossing and turning here, let you see how it's coming along. And then we're gonna check back in on our grits, all right? So again, this is easy enough. Nice, bold flavor. I'm telling you, the kitchen is smelling divine right now, okay? Just divine. All right, we'll let that keep on going. Kind of move it around a little bit. You can see you're starting to get some pink tips here, let you know that your shrimp is definitely coming along. All right, we're gonna step back in and check on our grits right now. Let's do that. So again, they are cooking at low. It said 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm gonna tell you folks, these grits are almost done right now. Look at these things. Nice consistency. I'm gonna let them go for probably 5 more minutes. And when I say I got it on low, I really mean low. Let me show you. Hopefully you can see that. I mean, that is barely a flame coming out of there. because I don't want to burn them and I sure don't want them sticking to this pot, right? I want these things to be tender and flavorful. And I'm telling you, I did a quick taste. These grits are amazing. All right, so let's just stir, just like you see there, and get our lid back on. Okay, folks, easy enough. Back to our shrimp. Let's see what we got going on. This dish is quick, folks. I mean, I love this. We ain't doing no 14-hour briskets today. We're going easy, kitchen style, D-Ski grills for you, okay? And let me know if you like videos like this. You know, we have smoked and cooked, grilled. We've done so much, but I really love cooking inside the home as well. I have an awesome baked chicken recipe with mushrooms and things like that. I have a Cajun pasta recipe I would love to share with you. Let me know if you're interested in things like that. And if so, we can throw one of those in every once in a while as well. Soul food is definitely another thing that's a staple type cooking that I enjoy doing as well. So when you're talking about your smothered chicken and all these different things with greens and sweet potatoes and, you know, all that comfort food that we shouldn't eat a whole lot of, but we do sometimes. I make that stuff very well. All right, our shrimp is almost done. Again, you can tell by the opaque color that you're starting to get here. See the pinkness that's happening? All right, we'll let that go for at least 1 more minute. I don't want to overcook them. I want them to be tender. So 1 more minute, the shrimp's coming off. I believe at that time our grits will be done as well. Come back over here and show you those. So folks, in a minute, we'll get together and check out our final product of our awesome jerk, shrimp, and grits from Heaven Made Products. I'll see you guys in just a bit. Okay, folks, we are back, and I am so excited to show you the final product of our jerk, shrimp, and grits by Heaven Made Products made on D-Ski Grills. If you remember what we did, folks, we started off by opening up the package, taking out the seasoning for the shrimp. We poured that in, mixed it all up, and I added a little bit of the Jamaican Me Crazy seasoning that also comes from Heaven Made Products. So we did that, we mixed up that shrimp and set it to the side. From there, folks, we started on the grits. So if you remember, we used half a stick of butter and 4 cups of boiling water. Once that came to a boil, we poured our grits in. We started stirring them for about 2 minutes to make sure no lumps were in it. We also wanted to put it on the lowest setting possible after bringing it to a boil to make sure they simmer, come up to the consistency that we want. After that, we went right to that cast iron skillet. Our shrimp had been sitting there soaking in those spices. We added the other half stick of butter. Once that melted down in that cast iron skillet, we started searing off those shrimp. That's all it took, folks. It took about 2.5 to 3 minutes total cook time for the shrimp to get soft, to get seared, to get that opaque color to know that your shrimp is done. Now, folks, our grits are done. Our shrimp is done. It's time to get it all mixed up together. Let's do that now. Here's our grits. Wonderful consistency. I'm going to get our grits added. I'll show you that. Hopefully you can see that being poured in. Oh, they look wonderful. Just wonderful. So we're not talking about a bunch of sticky stuff you can't get out the pan, okay? This is amazing, all right? And what I really want to do is taste the grits before I add all the shrimp in there, because I just want to see what the flavor of the grits are like before adding all the shrimp. Now this is hot, so you got to be careful. I'm always on the side of danger when I do things. Okay, let me blow this and give it a taste. Goodness gracious. Okay. These grits are absolutely amazing before thinking about adding any shrimp. If you just had these alone, you would be satisfied, okay? Wonderful buttery flavor. I don't taste any jerk here. I just taste premium tasty grits, okay? You would love these, I promise, just stand alone. Now let's come back with our awesome shrimp. Okay, folks, so you can see what we have going on here. Here's our beautiful shrimp. We'll go ahead and get that added as well. So the whole thing is you want to add all of your shrimp on top of this. Get all those seasonings that you incorporated. This thing is heavy. Okay, I want to get all of the seasonings that we formed from making this shrimp using that butter and that jerk seasoning. Get that added. All right, to the side we go. All right, folks, let me show you our beautiful final product. Here's our wonderful shrimp and grits from Heaven Made Products made on D-Ski Grills. I'm gonna taste one of the shrimps and then we will close this video out. Look at that, beautiful, piping hot. Awesome jerk flavor, just the right amount of heat to balance off this jerk flavor and these grits. I'm gonna get this plated up. This is gonna be dinner for tonight. I wanna thank you always for joining me. You gotta give this a shot, okay? You will not be sorry. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let others know what D-Ski Grills is up to. And as always, at D-Ski Grills, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Let's put it all together before we close this out. Shrimp and grits, folks. Catch you guys on the next one. This is definitely a treat. Catch you later.